What's up, you guys? Today's video is going to be about the generational wealth. I have lots of friends who are working in different industries, economists, IT specialists, and most of those guys are not wealthy. Do I consider myself wealthy? I guess depends on which angle you're looking from. Definitely I'm much wealthier than I was about 10 years ago when I just arrived to the United States, and definitely I'm wealthier than 5 years ago. I definitely think that I'm wealthier 3, 4, even 1 year ago. It didn't really matter if I would work more, if I will add to my wealth, or something will change in my economical situation. What makes me wealthy is the real estate that I own. There's a very interesting paradox. There are pretty much two ways of making money: passive income and active income. When you have a passive income, it's pretty much assets that are producing money for you, and when you have active income, you're pretty much selling your time. Now obviously time is way more valuable than money. You cannot buy time, and actually I came to conclusion that most of the time the wealthy people are buying other people's time. They're hiring people to work for them, and by collecting the other people's time, they are not only able to turn the active income to some kind of passive income, but also they accumulate the energy and overall income that those people generate. Now, it's a very complicated issue. I'm not going to talk about that right now, but what I want to talk about is why people who make money aren't always necessarily wealthy, and why people who are wealthy are not necessarily making money. First of all, obviously the real estate is a main wealth generator. I think there is no asset that is even close to real estate in generating the generational wealth. If you haven't heard about it, I believe it was Beyonce who purchased and Jay-Z a mansion in Texas, I believe. And then what happened, they paid cash and then they refinanced it, and when they refinanced it, the real price of the asset they bought cash, because when you offer the cash, most of the time you can buy the lower than the market price, was much higher than they paid for it. And when you refinance it, you pretty much getting the loan on it. When getting a loan, you don't pay pretty much anything. There is no taxes on loan. So it's pretty interesting strategy. It's like this in real estate, where you can pretty much leverage other people's money and reduce your expenses by leveraging money that do not belong to you. You might ask, how is this related to you? Most of the viewers on my channel are males at the age of somewhere around 31 up to 40. Now, if you're one of those guys, I want to tell that if you don't not own the real estate, you definitely are missing out. I don't know how much is your income, but it actually doesn't really matter. Now, obviously the first step, if you are not in real estate, is just to get a realtor license and try to join some kind of brokerage, to get a mentor and try to get involved. But if you are in the real estate and you're watching my channel and you do not own the real estate, then I don't understand those guys. I know a couple realtors who are in doing some kind of flips or just selling properties. They do not own their own real estate. It's like being in the oil industry and not have your own refinery. So it just kind of doesn't make sense. If you guys are interested in making a generational wealth, if you guys are tired of 9 to 5, this channel is for you, and I will be sharing my experience with you guys, and I hope that it will add some value to your life. Personally, I got a freedom after I got my first home. By definition, of course, first of all, you get a free time. It's a passive income. I have to mention, it doesn't really matter if you got a good deal or not. Eventually, even if you get a crappy deal, I mean, shouldn't be obviously like definitely like something worse thing in the market, but even if you got bad deal, eventually there will be a time when it will go up in price and still cash will have a positive cash flow. Thank you for watching, and I would like to mention that this video is sponsored by my company. We help landlords to maximize their rental income. Normally, we take the property, say it's been rented for $3,000, we'll help landlord to make about $5,000 and charge about 10% from the profits. This is what we do. If you guys interested, if you're a landlord and looking for that company that could help you with getting more rent, just letting you guys know, I'm also a realtor in California. Any part of California you're looking for real estate, property for yourself, live with a family, or for investment, I'm your guy. Feel free to hit me up in the DM. If you would just Google the chart of the real estate prices in the United States, you will see that the prices on real estate actually never fell down. It was only going up. It's a chart. Sometimes, it falls. Obviously, there are crashes in the market, but overall, the price of real estate will definitely grow. There are several reasons for that. First of all, United States dollar is backed by United States government promise, which obviously creates a inflammatory resistance from any market, including real estate market, which make the prices go up. Obviously, real estate prices are tied to the rates that we currently have, considering the fact that the Fed already declared that they will be cutting real estate prices. It is obvious that the real estate prices will only grow. There are a couple other things that I would definitely invest beyond real estate. It's a crypto, probably just have about 1% of your portfolio in crypto. It is a content creation, which this is definitely a new gold. Personally, I consider content as gold digging. If you are trying to see where the people are interested, get the attention, as Gary Vee says, attention is a new asset. That's a very good thing to spend your time on. Now, another thing that I would definitely recommend to all the young guys, not necessarily young people who are watching this channel, is to ignore the brands. Never ever in my life I had purchased something because it was belonging to a certain brand. I drive Tesla, I have Apple phone, but I never did purchase them because they belong to certain brands. The only reason I purchased those goods was that they were really different from all the other goods in the market, and quality wise they really added value. I see lots of guys, making money buying this clothes from Gucci and Prada. This is just a waste of money, guys. Trust me, money is pretty much your energy, your time. And if you're wasting your energy and your time to the things that are not bringing more money to you, you are just throwing them to the trash can. And if you don't know, the word brand, I believe it originates from the Greek, used to be something that they marked the slaves with, so they would brand the slaves. I think that current brands are kind of transitioning that value, because you pretty much become a slave of other people. The owners of the brand give your energy and your time to them. This is something that you should do. Ignore the brands if you want to get wealthy. Let's continue and let's move on. Why people who are making money are not always wealthy? Well, I have, as I said, I have lots of friends who are making significant amounts of money in salary. First of all, they're being taxed. Almost half of the income, if you live in the states like California and New York, is going to the government. Secondly, most of the time they have a reoccurring spendings like food, kids, and everything else, mortgage, and they have a really hard time saving the money. However, there are some people also who are able to save money and they reinvest those money. But I also know lots of people who are not having any kind of cash flow. They don't work anywhere, but those guys are really wealthy. I know a guy who have about, I want to say 7-8 properties here in Orange County. Pretty much buys a new property every year, and I would definitely say that this guy is a wealthy guy. Now, how he does it is a different question. However, if you would look at the guy, he looks like homeless. He doesn't dress well. He's very frugal, and by owning those properties that always go up in value, he just has a constant cash flow and can take the money that are sitting there whenever he wants by refinancing them. I was actually watching the video of the Nvidia CEO couple days ago, and if you guys know, I don't wear watches, and there is a different reason, but he had interesting quote. He said, I don't wear a watch because I don't care about the time. The most important time for me is right now. If you cannot focus, that's another issue. You have to learn how to focus to achieve your goals. Otherwise it will be really hard to implement and to get where you plan to get. It's really also important to ignore all the noise like fake gurus, entertainment and stuff. Personally, I don't remember when I watched the movie last time. I mean, most of the movies I tried to watch the Oppenheimer the other day. It was so boring. I mean, you don't really learn nothing new. Of course, you have to get some kind of entertainment, aesthetic joy maybe, but if you do not really learn something new from personally, I built myself like this. If I don't learn anything new from the time that I spend, or I don't spend it with the people I really care about, my family, I don't really enjoy that time anymore. So you have to prioritize your time and how you will spend it. Overall, I would say that money are not important. Money is just a tool. If you know how to use that tool, it's just a matter of time whenever you'll get success. Very important to have the right mindset. For instance, today I fasted all day. As you could probably tell from the video, I'm a little less energetic than I would normally be. But if your mindset is right, if you know what you want, if you have the goals and you have a discipline, it's just a matter of time before you will achieve them. Another important thing is the patience. I cannot express you guys how many times I've seen people who are this close to get whatever the goal they had, but they gave up. So if you do not have patience, it will be really hard for you to achieve your goals, guys. So that's another thing that I think that is really important. And lastly but not least, it's really important to be humble. Again, I've seen a lot of people who got a little bit successful and then they just were too much proud of themselves, and along the way they just started to lose their success. It's really important to be humble, to keep hustling, and then if you do whatever you plan to do, which in my case it was buying real estate as much as I can, it's just a matter of time before you will become a successful and wealthy, and you would not need any more passive active income. You would not need to sell your time for the money, and by this way you will achieve the real wealth. I hope this video added value to you guys. If it did, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. See you on the next one. Bye.